Hey everybody, welcome back once again. It's your girl Jasmine. Just gonna share some scriptures that I've been reading today. And no, I haven't had a lesson in a long time, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why. So basically, I work three jobs at the current moment, and I just moved out of my home. So, God has been trying to restore my family, and God obviously took the one who everybody thought was crazy because I used to run away and wanted to use me. And so, for a whole year, I didn't run away. God mentally healed me, and you know, he was trying to restore my family, and everybody was still thinking that I was crazy. And basically, we're trying to control me, but in all reality, they were trying to control God by trying to control me, and didn't realize that God is bigger than what they were trying to control. So they couldn't really control me because I was following Jesus, and you can't really control God. Um, Sorry, it's gone. And so I don't feel so crazy anymore. But mentally, I have been broken down and drained. And so I recently just moved out of my house due to some circumstances. And so, honestly, it's been stressful transitioning, um, but like getting into the habit and the new routine. Um, but I feel so much better. I feel alive and I feel healthy. I recently started going to a new church, and there's a lot more youth there. I'm still getting a feel of it, and so it should be interesting. But I need to today on Facebook, I talked about reconnecting and rebuilding a relationship with God, and how the love that I once had for God is no longer there because I have been mentally drained, physically drained, and emotionally drained by all the circumstances and people trying to control what God was doing in my life because they wanted me to go back to college versus what God wanted me to do. And so it is very stressful. It has been very stressful. But on good news, when I was younger, I used to run away. So in October, I got my license. In October, I got my license, and mm, I don't, I think it was maybe not August. Okay, so all you guys, if you guys follow my blogs and my updates, I went to Florida, like literally just got up and left and went to Florida, and God was speaking to me about some things in Florida, and it was very exciting to me. Like, it was so wonderful. And then I came back and I had literally no money. And I prayed that God would allow me to save up a certain amount of money in a certain amount of months so that I can move. Well, I needed a way to get to Florida, like a car, an apartment, and everything else. I have I basically had no materials to like have for my apartment, anything. So I'm gonna tell you so far what God has done for me in the process of this whole journey. So I prayed that I get my license, and God opened the door, and I got my license in October. When I got back from Florida, I needed a job, so God opened the door up for me to get a job doing like personal care assistant. And so I take care of this woman, and then I end up started working in the residential home where the woman stays, and so that gave me another job opportunity. So for about 3 months, my prayer was that God would give me $5,000 so that I could move out and move to Florida. Well, within that time, I've saved over $5,000. So I met my goal. I saved over $5,000, and recently, in amount of like 3 months. So like, it was just crazy how God just opened the doors like that fast. So since then, um, I think it was last week before Christmas, my Christmas gift to myself was a brand new car. Not brand new, but I paid outright, no car payment, no nothing. I have a car. All I have to do is pay insurance on my car monthly. That is it. Um, it was crazy. I had just moved out. Um, and I was talking to my mother, and she said, "Well, all you have to do now is to get a car." And so I was online and I saw this car, and I wanted to ask my friend because um, I'm living with my friend from middle school. We've been friends since middle school when I used to run away. Like, she was always there for me when I was pregnant. She rode her bike all the way from like a town that takes 30 minutes to drive to. So it took her like 3 hours to ride her bike to come save me when I was pregnant. Like, I was talking to her and I was like, I really need a car because I don't want to stress you out. So we ended up going to this car lot, and I prayed about it. And as soon as I get there, there is this sign on the desk, and it says, um, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not into your own understanding." And I didn't take anything out of it because I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, wait, we're in Massachusetts, and there's not a lot of people in Massachusetts who are Christians who put up scriptures like that. So I was like, oh my goodness, this can't be possible. This is too good to be true. So I ended up getting a car. So I got a 2003 Saturn Ion. There was only one owner. She took really good care of her car. It only had 60,000 miles on it. Um, and like, it's never been any accidents or anything, like, and it's passed all inspections except for like one time, but it was like probably something small because it was fixed the same day. So like, I am like so thankful for, God. He opened up the door. So today I made it really official by moving all my stuff out of my grandmother's house. And so um it was like really exciting because all my stuff fits in the car. Like, it fits in perfectly. Um, so I think last time I made a video, God had given me a gift card to the grocery store, and I bought all this like stuff. And so all that stuff fits in my car. All I'm doing is I'm waiting to leave. So here was my dilemma. Here's the next dilemma. So I really needed a apartment in Florida, but I have 3 jobs and I'm not capable of moving down there looking at apartments and all this other stuff. So after I got a car, I prayed, God, what am I supposed to do? I really need to move and all this other stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'm at work, and I get this message from this girl that I used to go to college with, and she says to me, "Are you still moving to Fort Lauderdale?" And I said, "Yes." She says, "Are you looking for a roommate?" And I said, "Well, I mean, I really wasn't looking for a roommate, but I mean, I knew this was God. Like, I had just prayed the night before." And so she lives in Fort Lauderdale. So she's going to find us a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. And as soon as we have found the apartment, I will be on my way. So God is opening up the doors. I'm free. I'm free. I've been trying to get back to Fort Lauderdale for almost about 2 years since everybody started trying to intervene because they thought I was crazy and thought I wasn't hearing from God. 2 years of people trying to hold me down. Do you know how free I feel? I'm free. Free. I am free. I am free. I am so happy. Like, happy. Happy. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be rough, but it is better than it's better. I don't care. It is so much better. Especially, you know why it's better? Because God is in the midst of it. It could be a whole different situation if God was not doing this, but this is God. And when people try, people were thinking they were trying to hold me back, but it wasn't them holding me back. They were trying to hold back God. And so I know that God's in the midst of this, and I know that God got my back. So no matter what, if people doubt me, people think I'm going to fail, this is God, and He is doing it finally, and I am so thankful. So I want to share a scripture that I was reading today with you guys, because I'm so happy. I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there, and just seeing the light at the end of the tunnel finally. Like, for a long time, it felt like there was no light at the end of this tunnel, and like now seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, like I am so grateful. Like, I have fought hard. Like, no one understands the fight. Like, I walked to work every day. I had to sit there and argue about someone helping me find a car, because, nobody wanted me to better myself. They thought I was relapsing. They thought it was just one of my, oh, Jasmine's going back to the streets, or, trying to argue the fact that, like, don't you see my change? Don't you see the changes that I've made? Like, I never came, I never left college because I was relapsing. I left college because God told me to. Like, you know, like, it's been a hard struggle, and nobody knows, and I've just had to smile and smile it off, and listen to, and try to listen to God. And oh my gosh, I've gone through so much, and just to see that it is almost over, I am so happy. Oh, hallelujah, Jesus. So, what really caught my eye was Jeremiah 31, verse number 31. So, Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, like, look, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in that day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be a covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. So what really got to me here, it says, behold, the days come. Behold, the days come. Have you ever, like I was just saying, I know the days are coming for me. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. When you think about behold, the days come, there are days coming where God is going to do things in your life in which it is that He said He was going to do. They're ahead of you. He was basically, behold, the days come. He was telling them that there are days in their life in which it is that He is going to do certain things in their life. Okay? The days are coming. Whatever you're going through, the things that God said that He was going to do in your life, they are coming. The days are coming. And you don't have to worry about them not coming, because God is saying to you, behold, the days are coming. Those days that you've spent praying over, those days for deliverance, those days for your healing, those days for your peace, those days for your freedom, whatever it is that you are going through, those days are coming. They're coming. And, for me, that hit me hard, because I have been waiting for this day for so long. The day where I see the light at the end of the tunnel saying, you are almost in Florida. I have my own car. I'm going to have my own place. I'm going to be moving to Florida. Everything is coming together. Those days in which it is that God showed me, they are coming. They're ahead of you. So don't give up hope quite yet. Just know that whatever it is that you're going through is going to change. Those days are coming. They are right ahead of you. And I know I keep saying the same thing over and over again but it is, you gotta get this in your spirit. Those days are coming. Behold, the days come. The change comes. Where you see the light at the end of the tunnel, just like me. Don't give up. There's so many nights I've wanted to give up on this struggle. I argued with God. God, do you see what is happening? God, do you see how people are intervening? God, do you see how, like, it was like every time I felt like an ex-offender who every time I tried to get up somewhere in the world, someone would see me making some type of progress and then they try to hinder me because they didn't want to see me doing good, or they would want to make God out to be a liar on the promises he made me in my life, because it's not fair that the ex-prostitute who ran the streets is getting these promises in which it is that God wants to give her. But behold, the days come that God is going to change my life, change your life, situations in your life. You may have been laughed at, ridiculed. People may say this, mocked here, mocked there, trying to stop God in any type of way and the things in which you try to do in your life. But it will not matter, because no one can stop God from doing what it is that he is trying to do in your life. Think about people like Joseph. Joseph went through all that stuff, and God finally lifted him up. Behold, his day came. His day came. Where the vision in which God gave him came to pass. He doesn't forget you. He keeps his promise. He's faithful. So just trust in God and stay encouraged. And I know I cry almost every video, but like, I get so excited about what God is doing in my life, and because it's been a struggle, you know. I had one of my friends say to me this morning, who I work with. I work with one of my friends from high school, and they remember me back when, and they said, like, even to themselves, that they are really stressed out on seeing how my life has had no stability. They were upset. They were upset for me. Like, they just want to see a day where I am just happy in my life, and no one is trying to hold me back or trying to control the things in my life. You know, I believe that if when I was younger, you know, there were certain things that weren't trying to be manipulated and controlled, and mental mind games and stuff like that, that I really wouldn't have turned out to be who I was. Yet people don't care about what they do to you. You know, they only care about how you react to what you do, you know, or what they do. They don't ever realize their actions hurt others as well. So, um, but I'm happy because God sees me, and I'm thankful. You know, I'm very, very thankful. So, I hope you guys have a great day, and behold, your day is coming where God is going to bring change in your life. All right, you guys, have a good one. Peace.